What's up, guys? Welcome to the Crypto Savvy channel. I'm Craig, and we're going to be going over the charts. As you guys know, I'm extremely bearish on traditional markets. That's not to say they can't have another little pump up, but in the macro, you guys know I'm extremely bearish. I think we are about to have a what I like to call the biggest money grab in history. It's already started, in my opinion, in all markets, not just crypto, not just Bitcoin. But I've been talking about this for a long time. If you guys like these videos, make sure you go down, smash that thumbs up. It does help the video reach more people, so I do appreciate when you guys do that. What we're going to be doing today is taking a look at Bitcoin on the 4-hour all the way up to the monthly. Then we're going to talk about it being just one big bull cycle, because since its creation, traditionals were in a bull market. Now I believe they're going into a true bear market. Then we're going to take a look at Binance. I've been warning people about this. We're actually going to look at the BNB coin, which is a telltale of Binance, in my opinion. I've been talking about this for a while. I think they could be in trouble here, guys, so be careful with that. Also, we'll take a look at the Dow, the DXY, and oil. All of these charts together point to the same thing. Let's take a look at what's going on. So looking at the 4-hour, this is a chart we've been talking about for a few weeks. Every time we break down and have a capitulation, if that's what you want to call it, we set it low, right here it was 32,950, and then once we dropped through that, we had a big drop down, came back up, never retesting that, right? Everybody was expecting a retest. We did not get it. And then here's the bottom of that capitulation, came down to here. Once we cross that, we zoom in here, we never quite came back for a retest, right? Then we had this big drop. Once we broke there, we break down to here, and again, never came back to retest it. That is why I put in my short at 17,280. I posted that on Twitter. If you guys don't follow me on Twitter, make sure you give me a follow. It's at CryptoSavvy1, and that's the number 1. There's no underscores, no nothing, just at CryptoSavvy1. All right, so I do think we are most likely going to continue down from here. But remember, if at any time, I did put my stops at 17.6, because if we break this trend line, I do see a possibility going to 18.4. But anything below this right now, I remain bearish, right? And let's take a look at this. So I've been talking about this being a possible, maybe like a fourth wave wedge, something here. But if we zoom in over here, we had a ABC, and then we had another ABC, which made it A here. This is in the 4-hour, so if you go down to smaller time frames, you get smaller counts. But as you guys know, I don't care for the smaller time frames, right? I like to swing trade. Day trading is for gamblers, right? So anyways, we get another ABC here, another ABC here, and working on another ABC here again, unless we break that 17.6. But so far, so good. Seems to be playing out beautifully. If this was to come down from here, as you can see, we broke this trend line. We also broke it here in the RSI, right? Getting rejection right now. So as long as this rejection holds, we have further down to go. The measured move of this, if we take it from over here, gets us down to approximately around 15.8 or so. Remember, the bottom of this wedge or descending triangle, whatever you want to call it, is around 15.3, somewhere in that range. So 15.3, 15.350. If that breaks, you guys know my weekly target from my weekly chart. Remember, all these charts show different targets, but the market moves the same in all time frames, right? So, but on the weekly, we've had this 14.5 target. I do believe once we break this, we get to that 14.5, we'll most likely get a bounce. If that 14.5 breaks, we can take this measured move from here, right? Gets us down to about 12.5. That would be where I expect us to get a bounce, if not here. But we're going to talk about time frames, bounce, when I believe the false bottom is going to be. As you guys know, I believe Bitcoin's bottom is not going to be until the middle or end of next year. And I have an invalidation on that chart, which we'll also talk about, right? So, so far this has been playing out beautifully. Let's take a look at the daily. So if we look at the daily, you see this yellow line I have right here, and the same one on the RSI. We have higher highs on the RSI, lower highs on the price action. That's hidden bearish divergence, continuation of the trend. The trend is down. I do believe we have much further to go. But remember, if we do pop up here and we pass that 17.6, we could go as high as 18.4, 18.5 range. We also have the 55 EMA around 17.7, 17.8 range. But nevertheless, still looking for more downside, of course, unless traditionals pump a little bit, which we'll be taking a look at the Dow Jones at the end of this. But as of right now, this is what I'm still seeing. And then I believe sometime into the February or March, we've been talking about this, maybe even as soon as January, but getting down to that 75 to 8,500, getting a false rally all the way back up to that 14.5 range before continuing down. I'll show you more of that on the charts. If you guys are interested in trading, definitely check out Prime XBT, by far my favorite exchange. They don't trade against you like all the scammy exchanges. Links down below. Use my link and my promo code SAVVY50. That'll get you up to a $7,000 bonus. Savvy25 will get you 25% off your fees. You can trade crypto, forex, gold, silver, oil, S&P pre-markets. You can have multiple trades in all at one time. They don't clump them together like the scammy exchanges. Definitely check them out if you haven't already. There is a tutorial on my YouTube page. So looking at, actually, let's look at, I thought I had the monthly in here. Let's try to find that monthly chart first. Right here, let's look at this first. So this is the monthly, right? We've been talking about this for a long time. Everybody wants to talk about the bullish divergence on the weekly, right? Guys, I believe Bitcoin has completed one big bull cycle. We're going to talk about that and look at the chart that makes me believe that. But first, as you can see, this trend line, we got rejected, still getting rejected on the monthly RSI trend line right here. If we get above that, then things could change. But until then, still bearish. If we look at the RSI, tons of room for more downside, right? And this is taking a look at the weekly. You guys see, look at this pattern with this yellow line here. Ethereum, Litecoin, everything is making this same pattern. This is just part of the bubble pop pattern, right, coming down. And again, we're going to take a look at BNB, and I'm going to show you why I think Binance is in severe trouble. Just be careful. I'm not telling you what to do with Binance, but I would be careful holding any money on there unless you're using it to trade. And just don't hold on any exchange, right? Any exchange. I don't care what exchange you're on. Never have more than you're willing to lose on that exchange, right? So looking at the weekly, as you guys know, this is my target around 14.5, 14.7 maybe. But looking at this rising broadening wedge here from where we broke down, that gets us at 14.7, 14.5 range. We also have on the weekly, the weekly 8 EMA around 17.550, right? So that's why my stops are at 17.6. So, but once this breaks, I drew this in a couple months ago, what it may look like. Get a bounce in here, come down to that 75 to 8,500, get a huge rally here, right? But on the weekly, it doesn't look like a big rally. What you'll be seeing on these YouTubers and stuff is that they'll show you a huge rally in the 4-hour chart. But what's really happening is this. I mean, I don't know. I've tried to explain this many times. I get a lot of hate for it. But guys, the invalidation point of this all is right up here at around 27,000. It's the 55 EMA. The longer this takes, the further down it goes. Once we break that 55 EMA in the weekly and hold support, then I believe we could be looking at a bull market. Until then, still bearish, still a bear market. I do believe the bottom will be somewhere around 35 to 4,500 sometime in the middle or end of 2023. Why do I come up with that? The .com scam washout compared to the Bitcoin scam washout, right? We've talked about this since December 2nd. I posted a video, talked about this chart playing out beautifully. Also looking at the weekly RSI here. Once this broke over here, this was a huge rally, right? If you look at that in a 4-hour, it's huge. But in the weekly, when you look at things on a macro, guys, there will be plenty of time to buy the bottom, in my opinion. Even if we did bottom here, I think it's going to go sideways. You'll have plenty of time to make a decision on getting in if you're looking to, for a long-term position. But not financial advice, of course. I'm telling you guys how I see the markets, what I'm seeing. And so far, it's been playing out beautifully. But as you can see here, this bottom took a long time to play out here, right? But once we crossed that 55 EMA and held support, that was the end of the bear market, right? Also, when we broke this weekly RSI trend line right here, that was about 120% rally. We got a big rally. Everyone got super bullish again, and then it came back down. I think we're going to see the same thing here, and I expect this to be somewhere between, could be as low as 6,500, but I'm looking for 75 to 8,500, maybe a good place to get back in. Maybe hold them for a little while, maybe just trail with stop loss. That way, if it does continue up, you're in, right? But seeing a rejection up here and coming back down, then I think we come to our new low sometime in middle or end of next year. And looking at the RSI, the same thing, guys. Now, if this weekly trend line breaks, right, we open and close candles above it, and the RSI actually closes up here, then I think the false bottom has began. So if it began here, maybe we get one more rally and come down not quite as low as I was saying, right? But nevertheless, once that breaks, I think that'll begin the false rally, just like it did over here, and then continue down. All right, this is another chart. Same thing. This is Amazon in blue. This is Bitcoin over here. Both weekly charts, both same time frames. Crypto does not move faster than traditional stocks. This is proof, right? Also, if this does play out like I'm showing you, if it does play out like this, right, this is what it could look like. This could be the 10-year plan right here. Get down to the bottom around the middle or end of 2023, rally up. Now this is where everybody will be screaming for new all-time highs again. The 4-year cycle, guys, I think it could be a 4-year cycle, right? But it doesn't mean it has to hit a new high every 4-year cycle. That's where people are missing out on this, right? So I believe middle or end of 2025 we get up to maybe this 35-45k, and then another bear cycle, right, down to 14, 22, somewhere in there, middle 2028. We'll be tracking this, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure you tick that notification bell. Also, share the video, get it out there, and do not forget to smash the likes. But this could all take a long time. It took Amazon 10 years to break the all-time high, right? But if you got in down here and just held, you were good. But that's not how I like to do it. I'll be doing a lot of trading and buying and selling throughout this. Great opportunity, guys. You can make a lot of money here. So let's take a look at the big bull cycle, right? So this is 5 Elliott waves. If we look at this as a big wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. I've talked about this forever. Also, you can see these blue sections right here. That is the RSI supply and demand. It's called the RSI S/D supply and demand indicator. And if you look at it here, the top of wave 1, we showed it. Top of wave 3, top of wave 5 does show it's ended. And every time I had these lines drawn across here, right? The top, the old top in 2000, what was this one? 2013, the top of 2017. We broke that, guys. That switches up this whole macro. And if you look in this wave 1, there's 5 waves, and then you have a correction. And then this wave 3 right here, 5 waves, right? And then even in this 5th wave, you have 5 waves. Now, a lot of people say, well, wave 3 has to be the longest wave. Wave 3 does not have to be the longest wave. Wave 3 is often the longest, never the shortest. And if you look, this is on the log scale, so it's skewed. And I only did that to fit it in here. If we look at this on regular scale, look at that. Wave 1 was tiny. Wave 3 big. Wave 5 blow off, top, overextended. We are coming down. We are going to continue coming down, in my opinion. All right, before we look at Binance, if you guys haven't checked out my wife's webpage, it's a great way to help support the channel. Link is down below, inkurimage.com, INKURIMAGE. If you guys are interested in learning the Divergence, there's a Divergence cheat sheet mouse pad here. If you want something else on a mouse pad, just let her know up here in the contact section. She can put anything you want on that. So, you know, contact her if you want something different. But she also does t-shirts, hats, coffee mugs, aluminum signs, glass, all kinds of different stuff. You can put anything you want on any of it, guys. Definitely check it out. She does awesome stuff. She does it all herself. All right, so this is FTT. Remember I said the Bitcoin bubble pop pattern? It's all the same in all these charts, right? We see what happened to FTT here, and we know what happened to FTX, obviously. Huge crash, right? Binance is doing the same type thing here. I've been talking about this for about a month. Started showing these charts about a month ago, right after FTX collapse. And as you can see, right now, Binance around 263.4 would be the break right about here. Probably come back up to retest this again, maybe 290 to 300 once this breaks. And then huge downfall. Now this, if you look, this took months, right? Then we'll have months after we break this, which will line up with my false bottom theory and all that. So just what I'm looking at, guys. Be careful with Binance. This is BNB coin. I know people are like, you can't compare FTT with BNB. They're both charts. They're both markets. I don't care if they're pet rocks, Monopoly games, big, huge corporations, whatever. It can be whatever. It doesn't matter. It's a market, guys. Learn how markets move. And here is the Dow. So the Dow, as you guys know, I was looking at this as an ending fifth wave diagonal over here, looking for downside. Now remember, I have been talking about a possible pump up to retest this trend line. This is the daily chart on the Dow. If that does that, then Bitcoin could get up to that maybe 18.4 or somewhere range. So this is what we need to be watching here. So far, it looks like it may be topped out there. Regardless, even if we go higher, I highly, highly doubt that we break this all-time high here on the Dow. I think this is all very bearish. If we go into the weekly, this was the hidden bearish divergence I've been showing you guys right there. Hidden bearish divergence, lower highs in the price action, higher highs in the RSI. That's the RSI resetting for more downside, right? I've talked about that. Let's go back over to the weekly right here and put this on. So right here on the weekly, right, the same thing. This is, let me hide this real quick. So you can see right here, everybody's talking about this being the weekly bullish pattern, right? Well, see how low the RSI was here? The RSI has to go up higher, right? So the RSI resetting is many times mistaken for bullish divergence. We are in a downtrend. Hidden divergence is a continuation of the trend. So finding hidden bearish divergence in a downtrend is a continuation of the trend, which is down. We're making lower highs in the price action right here, right? Higher highs in the RSI. Hidden bearish divergence. We have further down to go, guys. In my opinion, make up your own mind. You know, watch the Moon Boys, do all that, and then kind of combine and make your own decision. No matter what, you need to make your own decision. DXY, I'm still super bullish on the DXY. Have been for a long time while everybody else has been bearish. We got bullish on it way back over here in the break of this in 21, right? But nevertheless, my next target's around 122. That's where I see the next big rejection. But I do think we'll get above that and continue on up. And if we look at it on the weekly, this is what I'm looking for. Huge, huge descending wedge right here, right? And we broke out way over here. The measured move of that is 178 to 170 to 180. But first, we have to break this 122 and continue to the upside, right? But that's what I'm looking at there. And oil, guys. We made this chart about 3 or 4 months ago, actually. We've broken this. I told you watch for a retest, which we got at that 94.50 range. And then my next target is 62.50. Now, if that target breaks, my next target is around this $26 to $27, right? And that is a measured move from this breakdown right here of this channel. Now, does that mean we go straight down? No, this will probably be sometime around middle or end of next year. If it happens sooner, then it happens sooner. But the big picture, this is what I'm looking for. Remember when Bitcoin or oil went negative 40 over here? You got to be careful with this. Everyone's been extremely bullish. Up in here, they were saying oil's going much, much higher, much, much higher. Guys, if we are in a bear market, like I've been talking about, look at 2008, the last bear market. Look what happened to it here, right? Same type stuff over and over again, guys. Learn to read the charts. No, I don't do classes. No, I don't sell courses. But every video, look at it in the past, you'll learn things from all my videos, guys. I share all my thoughts and ideas and the way I look at markets in all of my videos. So anyways, thanks for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Please don't forget to leave a like. leave a comment. Let me know what you think. And if you enjoyed yesterday's video and how I set those up. So if you guys enjoy those, I'm going to do more videos where I talk to you and just give you my explanations when the markets aren't really doing anything or they're stuck for a long time. Just sit down and have a chat. So if you guys like those, make sure you let me know in the comments below. And I'm out of here. Have an awesome day. Let's have a great week, guys. I'm out.